From broke to boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
Once I already built my trust around these people, you see them from time to time, you connect on a lot of ideas, and you're like, this person must know what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's overly negative, and I'm like, my experience is not that. It's nothing to brag about it, but it's not exactly that. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but I even think that, I think you can get there faster than someone thinks if you're just asking the right questions. So, you're onboarding and you have the dispatcher. That conversation that you're going to have with the dispatcher just has to be very direct, very business orientated, right? You're here for money. You want to know how to get the most money. So let's check this out. What did your highest earners produce last week? Where did you send them? Let me do that, just that. Send me there. Lease-On Legends, this is where real owner-operators share wins and share the warnings, guys. And so this is going to help you in your business. So,
right. So why surviving 2024, 2025 puts you ahead of the crowd already?
Basically, the rates only go up from here. And you pretty much, I think you're doing something right, because 24 to 25, turbulent times, I guess, for a lot of people, but you've developed something that you're staying the course. So I think
I agree. If you've been already an owner operator in 24, 25, and you're still kicking, well, you must be all right. Obviously, at what cost? What are you doing? Obviously, something is working. So that's good for you, because a lot of people are out of business.
No, I know, man. And this is the time to stay in the fight with with everything that's going on outside. And, somebody's shaking the tree called, the industry tree. And I think even more non-domicile CDLs are coming out. So this is the time to be in the game.
Is it or just like I hear a lot of talk one way and then another way. One morning is one set of news. The next morning is another set of news. I'm like, at this point, I'm no longer following. I'm just looking at the actual data here at Voyager. Things are looking good.
That's my whole point, because this industry is emotionally driven, and while that ensues panics and brokers are paying because of capacity and I'll take it. So I think leveraging that, and paying attention to what actually works, which leads to the next one, what actually works versus sounding smart. So there's a lot of key players out there that have said, hey man, I'm gonna just park the truck for better days.
That never worked.
But does it sound good to some people? That's the whole concept, right? And what actually worked is staying the course. The guy that just kept his head low, consistent, even if it's from 22, 23, 24, 25, these guys are still out there because it's what works. It's the consistency. No magical pill, just hard work and consistency with a couple other factors, right? Dispatchers and so forth.
Yeah, one thing is a fact. Nobody, not a single soul out there that parked their truck to wait for better days is gonna come out at least with the same truck on the other end. That I can guarantee you that. If you are one of these guys, hey, come on over on the podcast, bring the receipts. Would love to verify before we start. But man, I never seen an individual parking a truck to wait for better days and coming out on the other end.
No, so just paying attention to what works and those guys that are generating that revenue, and that is just becoming consistent, man. Just going for it. And you got, kind of parking that truck and seeing what happens. That leads us to this next thing, right? Mistakes that cost $20,000 and up very fast. It sounds like a tall order, but you can find yourself in this position real quick. And I think a lot of that happens is when you bet on, when you're betting on an unreliable truck. I've seen that happen a lot, where a guy is like, hey man, let me buy this moneymaker, just fix it up, kind of like that project truck. And just because you don't want a payment, you rather just, go fixing this truck slowly while it works. And you're betting and gambling on that can put you in the hole real fast.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things, I'm sure a lot of people in our age group have been through a mindset of forever car. You get this one, whatever, pick yours. If you are a Fast and Furious fan, you're talking about Honda Civics. If you're some sort of doomsday prepper, you're talking about some SUV that's gonna take you to the end of the world and stuff like that. All this fantasy about, I'm gonna buy this perfect car and then I'm gonna fix it up and it's gonna be my forever ever car. And unfortunately, I have never seen a car like this. I actually seen a few, but usually maintenance and upkeep on those runs a lot more than anything that you can just go to a dealer and buy.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that, because we tell ourselves whatever we have to say at the dealer to get that truck. Whatever it is, man. Somebody might look over to their better half and this car's forever though. I'll never buy another one again. And whatever, you're gonna lie to yourself. And we actually know a guy that has a few forever cars, and he's always under the hood. And fuck that, man. You just want something that works. So yeah, I don't. on the way to work, we see that truck that's $18,000. I'm not even going to tell you guys where it is because I don't want anybody going there. So it's 18 grand. Somebody's you're buying someone's problem, and then you're supposed to like take over the world with that truck. No. There's a much better way to do that. Don't gamble on that. I think that can get you in the hole real quick.
Yeah, because even if it says, the mistakes that can cost you $20,000 fast, that's a mistake. You park a truck. Mm-hmm. It's gonna cost you $20,000.
Yeah, so it's a funny story, man. I actually interviewed I interviewed someone today, right? Someone for the customer service stuff and whatnot, and telling me the war story that knows some people in the industry and has a guy that knows a guy that has a truck and blah blah blah, and was the worst 2 years of his life. He lost everything. But then she was also mentioning how this guy, bought some chrome, painted the truck and this and that, but mechanically the truck just buried him. It was a used truck that he bought cash. And then it's like freaking textbook, man. It's everything we talk about. You know what I mean? I feel like, chrome is not going to get the guy up the hill. No. Paint job isn't going to get you more rates. So, going to that Lone Mountain, getting that decent workhorse, that thing is just to work, man. It is not a show truck. You need just to have a reliable piece of equipment so you can focus on operation and making money.
Yeah, I would say if before you buy any chrome, you need to. First of all, you already have to be on the other side in a way. So if you really made it, if you leveled up, if you have built something significant, and now you just it's a pride thing. Let's say you've been in trucking your whole life, and now you want to memorize it in some way, mm-hmm. and now you're buying this, long nose speed, and you tweaking it out, and I don't know, you're going to Starbucks every Sunday with that speed. Like, more power to you. That just shows your kind of like dedication to the industry. Mm-hmm. But you gotta be already in the position for that, and not the other way around.
I don't know, man. I almost think like that's always going to be a moving target. I would have to make a lot of money before I start to invest in something like that. I don't know.
Well, some people.
Yeah, I get it, man. That's just me.
I know a guy, Ronnie. Like, he's into Harleys and classic trucks, and that's it. Like, regardless if he's broke, not broke, like that's his kick. Like, he's always in his garage working around his Harley, or used to work on his truck. He doesn't have it anymore. No, but he had it for a long time. Like, he made it all right with that truck. It wouldn't be the truck I would buy, but it's all right. That's just his character. If you would see the guy, he's like a biker looking type of dude. Like, he's that guy. That's his character.
All right. Well,
the truck is an extension of his persona.
Right. So I mean, I can see that, and then which leads to also like that dispatch relationship that pays off. And why, having that dispatcher that every move is about, every mile is a money move. They're looking at it holistically for the whole week on how to put that revenue on your truck. And so especially for the guys out of Florida, those guys that resist, hey, I'm not coming out, it should pay more. They're counting the cost before they even head out there. But now if you're giving up that one day and now you're leaving Tuesday, and how much money can you actually make? So trusting that, putting your trust in that right dispatcher, I think, and eventually that pays off like almost immediately.
Yes, if that's the right dispatcher, obviously.
Yeah. So how do you identify that? What lets a guy know he's in that position?
I don't know. It takes time. It takes a lot of work together to pinpoint, who is who in this industry. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, this industry, and for that matter, probably any industry out there, a lot of people talk the talk but don't walk the walk.
Yeah.
And everybody has shit to say, their war stories and everything else. But when it comes down to receipts, very few people have the receipts.
Owner-operator partnership is very real. I got tons of guys who are making $4,000 take-home. Learn how you can do that by giving me a call at 863-342-5171. We are conveniently located in Lakeland, Florida. We are a Florida-based trucking company that is here to provide you resources to be successful. So once again, it's 863-342-5171.
And one thing that throws me off a lot these days, when I see these pretty, solid personalities that, I've seen them around on YouTube or whatnot, for a long time. That means we've been around for a long time. And for whatever reason, there is a lot of doomsday people out there. So, for example, this is why I'm saying, a lot of people, all over the place. I see somebody who's not necessarily gonna just talk shit just to talk shit, but at the end of the day, even recently, like I like not regularly, but from time to time, follow a few YouTube channels about trucking, and a lot of times it's overly negative.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, like once I already built my trust around these people, you know, you see them from time to time, you connect on a lot of ideas, and you're like, this person must know what they're doing, right? And then all of a sudden it's overly negative, and I'm like, my experience is not that. It's nothing to brag about it, but it's not exactly that. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but I even think that, like, I think you can get there faster than someone thinks if you're just asking the right questions. So, you know, like you're onboarding and you have the dispatcher. That conversation that you're going to have with the dispatcher just has to be very direct, very business orientated, right? You're here for money. You want to know how to get the most money. So let's check this out. What did your highest earners produce last week? Where did you send them? Let me do that, just that. Send me there. And then you're going to get faster to that location. But I think we dance around this concept, right? And in that original meet and greet, I get to know each other. That's important. I understand that piece. But to have a clear goal and direction based on facts, like, I mean, your highest earner, who was he? Let me see what he did 3 weeks in a row. Boom. Let's just do just that, and just move me around that way. And I get the areas may change because the market is a moving target. We both know that. Different markets.
Yeah. Can you even repeat it from week to week? Probably not. But you can be close.
As long as you're willing to switch up where you're willing to go, just the adaptability that is there. I think you can create some consistency.
At the end of the day, the consistency is in how you run, how you do things.
Yes, you're available to show up.
And not just black and white numbers.
No.
Because black and white numbers in this industry is a little bit broken. That's what gets you in trouble in the first place.
Okay, so how so?
Because if you're always shooting the numbers, let's say 2 days ago we got 258 out of Nashville, right? Going to whatever, like I don't know, you freaking name it, like Charlotte, North Carolina, right? I'm just pulling like locations out of my ass. If I'm stuck to just numbers, like for whatever reason, every week is a different game. So I think, okay, like if I have another truck 2 days from that point, is that 258 or nothing, or I should always adjust? I think the ability to adjust and go with the flow is a lot more important than black and white numbers.
Okay, well, but I guess we're probably saying the same thing. What I'm looking for is, I'm going for the highest earner because I want to replicate probably that. I want to get the most out of the market that it has to offer. So that's why I'm aiming towards that. I'm not fucking looking for average. I don't want to be average. I want to be above that. And then just the versatility, whether, Midwest, I don't give a shit if that's where the money's at, we roll. Just allowing and giving that dispatcher that versatility to replicate that with me and to be in the top earners. And then that kind of lets me know, like, all I got to do is my part, show up on time, safely, and create that trust. So we can create a dynamic relationship where he knows, you know, however creative he's going to be, I can hit on my end. I'm able to produce on my side.
Yes. So adjust and hit, adjust and hit, adjust and hit. So even if you're locking into like, I can have 2 different trucks in the same area, and you know, like we're gonna start very, very differently. One truck went that way, another truck went that way. If both trucks are team players, the overall outcome is going to be very, very similar, even though the areas we went through, the rates and everything else can be like barely comparable. But the outcome, the take home money are going to be right there.
Okay, yeah, versatility. Yeah. There you go.
Because there are only so many good loads that you can use for your strategies.
Here you go. So, but again, why I would ask for that sample settlement is because now I know what's possible. I know what he did. I'm not saying I got to do it exactly in that certain arena, but if all this guy is flashing me is 5,400, I got a problem. So here we go. So what about guys that buy this equipment that ages very badly? We've had some of those guys, man. A really, really good dude, project truck, and unfortunately his project truck on the very first load, transmission issue, and that bad boy actually $10K to fix that in grand opening and grand closing.
That's actually very common with those project trucks. So it's I would say, just kind of when you're looking at the top earner, you're looking for certain character traits over black and white numbers. The same thing with a truck. If you're looking at which truck is better, and now we're arguing about Cat versus Cummins and manual transmission versus automatic transmission, all these things we have a little bit to do with the outcome. But at the end of the day, it's the guy who is driving that truck. That's the biggest piece of a puzzle, because if you know what you're doing, you will find a way to get the most out of every situation. And if your dispatcher is the same type of dude, boom, that's a win team.
Yeah, and that's that even leads into the next one where we're talking about cash discipline lessons, right? And so we're just putting it out there so you guys see what certain things that have helped people get through it, and that I would say is your your voluntary maintenance program that we have. I've seen people contribute, and it definitely helps. So whether you're doing it with the carrier or you're doing it on your own, that's a must-have. I believe that you should definitely put that on your list as part of a fixed cost and have that reserve and build it probably as quick as you can.
Yeah, because it's not we all heard drivers saying, if I'm not making at least, $3 a mile, I'm losing money.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, it's not even that. You losing money if you're not moving. That's a fact. But if you're adjusting, if you always saving money, if you have good, what's it called, financial education, if you're not wasteful, you probably, you can spin it however you want. For one dude, that's a maintenance account, right?
Yeah.
For another dude, it's just his regular checking account that he is using very, very conservatively.
Yeah, and it's all,
And he doesn't have it like those breakdowns. Oh, that's my maintenance account.
He just has it, yeah.
He just has it. He's not wasting money because how much money is enough? That's another question, right?
Yeah.
Is 10,000 enough to get you through anything? No. Is 5,000 enough? No. Is 25,000 enough? No. What is it? It depends. It always depends. It depends what problem you're encountering and how much do you have. And what other resources do you have also?
Yeah. Because sometimes it might mean giving up that truck.
And sometimes it may mean just being informed and educated about your truck. Being informed of what maintenance this truck requires. How do you handle this situation? How do you handle that situation? What do you do in this case? What do you do in that case? It's a lot of times it's a lot better than having extra $10,000 because, for example, if you have $10,000 and you at the first side of problem you run to TA, you're probably better off with $2,000 in the pocket and quite a few really good friends who's been around trucking for a long time. We understand equipment. We've been around. You have a few mechanics to call. And that's going to get you a lot further than just running to that, TA and wasting $10,000 real quick.
No, I know. But I guess it's that fine balance, like you said, because it's always a moving target. Because you got guys, a lot of guys who know, and a lot of guys who do the work. But that can go too far as well. Because the next thing you know, you're under a truck for the next 6 weeks, getting something up and running, bleeding out money at some point. When do you cut the cord and say, all right, man, I got to re-up and and get into something a little bit newer?
Yeah, that's another one. This is why again I think focusing on every target is a moving target. Every situation is different. Everybody's situation is also different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about black and white. It's all about you and how you do things, including how you react to problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because one dude is gonna freak out and he's gonna make a dead end out of any problem.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Another dude is just gonna stay calm. He's gonna be focused. He's gonna do the research. He's gonna talk to his buddies. These days, man, with ChatGPT, that's another really, really good tool.
You got a lot of information.
As a matter of fact, that fucking ChatGPT on my phone is probably the smartest person I ever known.
There you go. All right. So, it's kind of funny you mentioned that negativity that's out there. Kind of leads us to the last question right here or comment. Who should not be an owner-operator in 2026? Well, rather than spending time on who should not be an owner-operator, let me tell you who should be an owner-operator. Someone who is ready to turn that truck into a business and build some wealth and has the discipline to get that done and everything that comes along with that. So if you have that, then sky's the limit. You just got to align up a few things and hit the ground running.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Hopefully, if you're watching a video like this, you probably have it because you're researching, you're looking for answers. And at the end of the day, there is no black and white, but one thing is for sure. If you're just looking to become an owner-operator so you can work less, you almost guaranteed to fail. And if you're looking to become an owner-operator for different reasons, such as, level up, improve your personal life, your family's life, just get a better life altogether, step up to a, different social category,
Hey,
That's the good reasons to become an owner-operator. And if you're going to focus on that, you will get results.
so here we go. And we're here to back those guys up. So give us a call at 863-342-5171. Find out all the details that perks that we have. Get everything you need to know before buying that first truck.
All right, guys, be safe. If you're an owner-operator based out of Florida, give us a call, 863-342-5171. Or if you're planning to become one, give us a call. Let's talk. Let's discuss your situation. Let's see what we can offer. Let's see what we can suggest to you not to make a biggest mistake in your life.
Here you go, guys. Be safe and drive safe.
Take care, guys.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.